This is DeFi, focusing on news developments in AI and the legal space. Please subscribe to my channel. OpenAI's chief executive Sam Altman called on US lawmakers to regulate fast advancing artificial intelligence technology, outlining his fears over the potential for it to provide interactive disinformation ahead of the US elections next year. During a hearing before a US Senate subcommittee on privacy, technology, and the law on Tuesday, Altman, whose company created AI chatbot ChatGPT, welcomed regulation of the emerging technology, calling for independent audits, a licensing regime, and warnings akin to nutritional labels on food. Altman was also asked by senators about the AI's ability to predict and influence public opinion in relation to the upcoming election. The more general ability of these models to manipulate, to persuade, to provide sort of one-on-one interactive disinformation, given that we're going to face an election next year and these models are getting better. Hence, he thought and thinks that it's a significant area of concern based on these statements. He urged lawmakers to create guidelines about what's expected in terms of disclosure for companies that offer this technology. Still, he noted the general public would quickly grow to understand its power. The same happened with Photoshop. When Photoshop came to the scene a long time ago, there were a lot of people that were quite fooled by the Photoshopped images and then quickly developed an understanding that these images might be Photoshopped. And ChatGPT and all the other AI, artificial intelligence solutions, will be like that, but this will be more on steroids. The hearing comes as regulators and governments around the world step up the examination of the technology, which is also being developed by Silicon Valley groups such as Google and Microsoft, amid growing concerns about the potential abuses. EU lawmakers last week agreed on a tough set of rules over the use of AI, including restrictions on chatbots such as ChatGPT. Earlier this month, the US Federal Trade Commission and the UK competition watchdog fired warning shots at the industry. The FTC said it was focusing intensely on how companies may choose to use AI technology, while the UK's Competition Markets Authority plans to launch a review of the AI market. The US Congress is also looking into how to craft regulations to govern the technology and plans to speak to more sources from the industry in the coming months. During Tuesday's hearing, Richard Blumenthal, the Democratic senator from Connecticut who chairs the Privacy Subcommittee, suggested putting limitations on the use of AI, where the risk of AI is so extreme that we ought to impose restrictions or even ban their use, especially when it comes to commercial invasions of privacy, for profit, and decisions that affect people's livelihoods. The polite and cold exchanges with lawmakers, including Blumenthal's acknowledgement that Altman appeared to care deeply and intensely about the potential risk of AI, stood in contrast with the more competitive exchanges that frequently emerged during other tech executives' appearances before Congress. Altman said collaboration was needed between industry and lawmakers to craft effective rules. Specifically thinks that the technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong, and that has to be also something that people have to be vocal about. That also implies that they want to work together with the government to prevent this from happening. Altman also acknowledged that technologies such as GPT-4, the underlying technology behind ChatGPT, would entirely automate away some jobs, but added that it would create new ones that OpenAI believed would be much better. Blumenthal said his biggest nightmare related to the emerging technology was the looming new industrial revolution, the displacement of millions of workers and loss of a huge number of jobs. He referenced the failure to act quickly to regulate social media and the desire not to repeat the past mistakes. The rapid development of generative AI, which can produce convincing human-like writing over the past 6 months, has raised an alarm among some AI ethicists. In March, Twitter chief Elon Musk and more than 100 tech researchers and executives sent a letter calling for a 6-month break on training AI language models for more powerful than GPT-4, the underlying technology OpenAI uses for its chatbot. Earlier this month, AI pioneer Geoffrey Hinton quit Google after a decade in order to speak freely about the risk of the technology, which he warned would amplify societal divides and could be used by bad actors. Christina Montgomery, Vice President and Chief Privacy and Trust Officer at IBM, and Gary Marcus, a Professor Emeritus at New York University, also testified at the hearing. This is DeFi, focusing on news developments in AI and the legal space. Please subscribe to my channel and put any questions or feedback in the comment section. Goodbye.